Hi, everyone. It was quite a solid session today, Tuesday post Martin Luther King Jr. holiday. The NASDAQ was up 0.44%, and while volume was lower than the session before, remember the session before was options expiration, so the volume was heavier than what it normally would have been without that, and that means that volume would have been probably below average, so today would have been a pretty strong day overall. But the bottom line is, volume is above average, so that's good. So the NASDAQ, we're continuing to find lows around the not shown 100-day moving average. Test it once, test it twice, testing it three times. So far working. Still below the 50-day moving average. So we are neither under a buy nor neutral signal. We're still under an operational sell signal with a major bias to neutrality, with still 65% long positions and another 3 new long positions tonight. So despite our indexes being in a very be the hell careful here please kind of situation, we have enough long positions still working to not, be like sell it all, just get rid of everything, 100% cash. Some positive, maybe good news is that the indexes are finding solid support here. TSV is at oversold levels. MACD is at oversold levels. There's no positive divergence yet, so it's not extremely bullish. But the good news is that we are oversold technically in the lower range, and we're not selling off really any further. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. Russell 2000, same similar situation. You can see TSV, MACD below the mid-range line into oversold areas finally, and we're still kind of just in between the recent lows and the recent highs there. NYSE, S&P 500, same similar situation. NYSE is obviously way weaker, but let's just move on to S&P 500. TSV, MACD still trending lower overall. So once again, no positive divergences, but the good news is we are oversold now. So if we do rally, chances are the rallies will be stronger than they would have been coming from those overbought levels. So we just continue just to wait and see what the market wants to do here overall. Dow Jones Industrial Average, you see for 2 days, you do a 2-day chart. We got some really strong support here. We get back above the 50-day moving average on these indexes, and obviously we're back under neutral condition. We do it on huge volume with breakouts everywhere. My long position's killing it. We'll switch immediately from sell to buy because right now we're holding support, and that's the key. A break below the 200-day moving average, we'll look out below. So we do have some house cleaning, some minor sells. BIS hit my full cut loss level, which was slightly below the 41 level. It was around 40.98, an arbitrary final number. I didn't want it to go below 41, so that saved me a little bit. But BIS, if you didn't sell it out, it's not that much further down from where I'm out. That is a full sell. SQQQ, SPXS, I still have half of my original SQQ trade on. That will stay on. Looking at these levels here, those levels there, and I mean if you're really brave, these levels here as final cut loss levels. SPXS, same thing here, here, and then here, final cut loss levels. But overall, we'll keep those hedges on. For stock sells, CBPO, 50% sell with this close on above average volume below the 50-day moving average. A move below this low a day, and I'll be completely out of CBPO. I'm not going to let it trade below $60. Once it gets below there, I'll be completely out of CBO. CVTI has earnings after the close yesterday. One of my sell stops was hit lower than where it's at now, around 25.50. It was just below this recent level right here. So I am out. And then, or wait, was it here? I am so wrong. It was right below here, 25.65. So I got about so I'm at around 25.60, and it's at 26. This is technically a 25% sell signal, with the close only being below the 20-day moving average. Under a sell signal, if we would have closed below the 20 and 50-day moving average, it would have been a 50% sell. Now, my sell stop intraday, half of it was here. The other half is at this low a day. So when it broke through the low a day of here, I'm out of half of the position. I'll put a quarter of it back on if it can get back above 28.01. But with earnings coming out, I am in no hurry, and it looks like we may, if in case it does gap down, have gotten a little bit of a gift. And then ALNY is another 50% sell with an above average volume close below the 50-day moving average. This stock has screwed me up majorly since getting long. It whipped me out. So here's how I've had to do it here. Whipped me out fully here, got back in here, whipped me out again there, got back in here, and now it's whipping me. It whipped me out here because I was stupid and raised my final sell stop to just below the 98 level. So I got whipped out then in the morning on this day, the 16th. By the end of the day, though, it looked like I need to add back my position. It's right at 50-day moving average. Don't want to wait for it to get back above the high day of 103.90. So I went ahead and put the position back on this morning, and boom, it's failing. So half now of whatever I have left of ALNY, or whatever I have, 20 shares I think it is. So 10 of it will be sold, and the other 10 I will get rid of with the close either below this low a day, or I'm really thinking it should just be this one, as that's the ultimate one, 90.30. So I'll probably put it below 90.30. New long positions, all biotech, INCY, in my CanSlim scan and in my perfect speculator scan, the #1 perfect speculator scan. Bouncing right off the 50-day moving average. Don't have a lot of volume, but it's a perfect, pivot area. I mean, if it fails this bounce here, I know it's not ready to run yet, so we'll get out with about a 4 or 5% loss on the position. 2.5% of the account capital. My internal indicators are trending higher, giving confirmation to the bounce off the 50-day moving average, while INCI is in the best chart. Pretty big EPS and sales growth in the most recent quarter, and once again, it's in my perfect speculator scan. You can't beat that. ISIS is also another one that resides both in my CanSlim scan and in my perfect speculator scan. TSV isn't the greatest, but MACD is already hitting a new high. So let's go and just see what the Stokes look like. Stokes are good, and overall the stock looks great. It looks like what it's doing is building like, kind of like a short stroke pattern. Could be a flat base and everything. This might be an early breakout. It's had a lot of accumulation in the stock, and what's recently happening is I'm waiting for these patterns to build out, but it's not working. PCYC broke out immediately. Rave broke out immediately, so whenever I see a strong pattern, I better jump on it. So that's what I'm going to do with ISIS. And then the last long is ANAC. This stock is neither perfect speculator quality or CanSlim's quality. It was in my price volume surge. It's the last scan I go over, and I'm only interested in it because it had all this green bop on the first leg of the move up. Very strong accumulation, pocket pivot point buy signals everywhere. Pulled back on low volume, started to get some green bop again, and while it's not green yet, we got to bounce right off the 50-day moving average. So if it doesn't move immediately, we know that we're wrong. No guessing games whatsoever. But ANAC, INCY, and definitely ISIS are the new long positions. 2.5% of the capital in each of them. ANAC would be less, but we're only risking 3%, so I'll do 2.5%. Plus, it's a $34 stock. It's not a $3 stock.